Hey everybody, it's Jang here from jangbricks.com with a look at a Ionix How to Train Your Dragon 2 set. This is the giant Toothless battle set for 2014 summer season, and this comes with 242 pieces. Ionix is the same brand that did Tenkai Knights, and they're under the Spin Master umbrella, the same company that brought the great Air Hogs brand of toy RC helicopters and planes. So let's look at just Toothless to begin with. This is a very large model when you compare it to the size of a mini figure. It's pretty well scaled actually. I'm very happy with the wingspan on it, and I really like the fact that you can adjust the angles of the wings. Where they put the joints is just great because you can get a lot of those really recognizable kind of the diving look, you know, going for the maximum speed, the wide open gliding, you know, just kind of banking through the air, just having a fun time up in the clouds. And you can kind of fold them down in to bring it in, kind of like the hands, kind of helping to stabilize the character when it's on the ground. So the positions of those joints are really good. Unfortunately, the joints don't quite have enough friction in them. When you get them all the way up, it works, but you can see this one here is already starting to fall a little bit. If you get it just right, it'll just barely stick, but then that side's falling down. So you're not able to really hold on to the poses. Here's a look at it from the other side, the tail side. The tail has a good amount of articulation because it's got ball joints, and you can really adjust this around. And those ball joints actually have a good amount of friction, so they work out well. Unfortunately, you've got more of the same wing style of pieces right here, which just aren't able to hold on to that weight. So in there and in there, you've got joints that just will fall down, but at least these end parts are going to stay up. So that's pretty good. And again, allows you to get the realistic kind of twisting motions to make it look like it's working on, you know, it's like it's actually turning in the air, bring it down to make it look like it's about to dive. So that works out. For the head, you can move the head down so he can get some food. You can move the head up so he's looking up, and oh, that's too far. You can't go that far. Again, those same joints comes off very easily, unfortunately. It's just attached with 4 studs back there, right under there. And if you play around with it at all, it just doesn't have enough friction. These things just keep coming apart a little bit too easily, I think. Also, there's no way to turn the head. You can't turn the head to the left or the right. You can't twist it. So you're really just limited to up and down, and that's all you can move. At the core of the whole build of the dragon is a huge transforming brick, something that starts off as just a very large brick, and you fold it and you pull things out and you fold and you pull things out and you turn things upside down and twist them around, and eventually you get some limbs, some just basic kind of prototype limbs that you can attach other pieces onto to then kind of bulk it up and add some smoothness to it, because it has studs just sticking out all over the place. And that gives you the shape of the limbs that you need. Also brings out the first main section of what would be the neck, and it ends up getting all kind of just encased with other pieces. But it's fairly effective, but I don't think it's really important to have any of that be actually transforming, because once you build the dragon, you're not going to turn it back into just a brick again. So that's a little bit unnecessary, and unfortunately, because everything has to fold in on itself, all these pieces are very thin. So you've got a joint in there. It does have a decent amount of articulation for how small these things are. That's actually really, really good, how this can turn in and out and such. But your kind of elbow joint here just goes up and down, and doesn't have a whole lot of strength, so there aren't a whole lot of places where you can pose this. You can see that's a very light joint. You need it to be facing straight down to really hold up the weight of the whole dragon. You don't have that kind of mobility back here for the rear leg. So this one, you've got the ability to move the foot around pretty nicely, and then a little bit of motion twisting this way, which is kind of an odd kind of thing. And then this has a ball joint in it, but it doesn't have much range of motion really. It's not able to kind of splay out. I don't know, it's just a little bit more limited than I would like. I feel like it would be better if they actually placed joints on here like traditional manufacturers have done in the past, as opposed to trying to fit so much into this one little block gimmick that eventually you're just going to open up and use like this. The good thing is that ultimately you are able to get some of the major serious poses that you need, such as standing back on two legs like this, or flying through the air with the legs just kind of dangling back. Now here's a war machine, a Viking trap, and this one is not built on a transforming brick, so there's not a whole lot that you're going to move with this one. It does have a really cool little dragon style, like an iron dragon style head on the front, with the ability to open this up and close it. It's got rivet details on it, so that's pretty nicely done. This is all built up from small parts, so you really do put this together. You know, there's no cheating here. It really is a full building experience for the whole thing. You put every single one of these little barbs on there and everything, and the whole idea of this one is that it's intended to go up and it will trap a dragon as it comes by, like that, so you can get them caught. You can actually bring this all the way down on top of them in the front if you like. There is no action behind this. It's not spring loaded. They kind of give you an idea that it's going to be able to just come up on its own. You know, like you push a button or something. That does not happen. You just have to lift it yourself. But this thing itself, to me, is not very exciting, but it is appropriate. It does go in with the actual story. So here are the two little mini figures included with the set. I was really curious to see, after messing around with so many of their Tenkai Knights sets that are based on robotic entities, I was interested to see how they would do organic figures. And they're a little bit bulky on the legs, because these are actually all printed pieces that get added on to give you that extra detail and the texture of the front of the leggings. But overall, you know, this is a different look. It's a unique look. It's not something that other manufacturers have done, and I think it's respectable. You know, if you're expecting a certain type of look, this is not going to be it. It's unique to them, but I think once you get used to it, it kind of makes sense, and I think it's pretty decently well done. The hair pieces fit on there well, and you got a couple of basic weapons, you know, just hand-to-hand combat weapons. That's a good thing, I appreciate. And these do have a respectable amount of articulation to them. You've got ball joints, small little ball joints at the tops of the arms, separate from ball joints up in the shoulders. And these are also based on little transforming bricks, so you can fold these all up. Really not necessary to have the whole folding thing. I just cannot imagine many kids wanting to take a figure and turn it into a little brick temporarily just to be able to unfold it again when it's not a transformer or something that's intended to be used that way. You know, these are people. They're supposed to just stay as people. So I think that's a little bit unnecessary, but the figures do work though for what they're supposed to do. They do hold on to some things, and you can move the legs also, because again, just the use of plenty of ball joints gives you plenty of range of motion there. It's just the aesthetic, the look of them, that's either going to be a like it or a hate it kind of thing. So the How to Train Your Dragon world is a really good one. It's really popular, really positive, really well done in general. Great to have toys that kids can actually get to play within that universe. But this one right here, to be honest, I just don't think is all that well executed. The two little minifigures came out much better than I expected them to, and those I think are pretty cool. But the dragon, I don't know, it really could have been done so much better. I feel like Ionix is just holding themselves back with how they design things and the real playability and look of their sets by sticking to this whole transforming brick gimmick. It limits what they can do as far as being able to move different parts around, and it limits how sturdy the models can be. And the way that they're done, very few kids are going to want to do the actual transforming feature itself. You do it once to create the thing to begin with, and then after that there's absolutely no reason to transform that huge thing back into just a single brick, just a block, you know, just a big old rectangular blob. Why would you want a rectangular blob when you can have a giant dragon? It's great to have these things in a buildable construction form, but I think that Ionix just isn't going about it the right way. Those are my thoughts, but please do share your thoughts in a comment. I really, honestly do want to hear what other people think about this, whether you agree with my opinion or not. Toys in general are fun, but I just personally have to look at things from the perspective of what I paid and what I know is possible, just how good the things should be able to be. But again, please share your thoughts. Hit thumbs down on the video if you didn't like my video, and hit thumbs up if you did like it. Either way would be very much appreciated. And it's time for me to go build some more stuff so I can bring you some more honest reviews. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon.